Thanks for joining me for another video. This is a new series where I'll attempt to help you dial in a ball that you're not getting along with. Bowling balls are expensive, and drilling a new one is always exciting no matter how many you drill up, so it's really deflating when a ball doesn't live up to your hopes or expectations. I put a post up on my community tab a couple months ago asking you which balls you've had the hardest time with out of the current lineup, and was rather surprised to tally up the votes and end up with the IQ Emerald, so that's the one we'll be tackling first. The IQ Emerald is a remake of the highly popular IQ Tour Pearl, aka the Gold Ball. When the two IQs came out, they quickly became staples in most tournament bowlers' bags. However, for some reason, the Gold Ball was discontinued while the Tour Solid lived on. Throughout the last several years, the most commonly requested ball to be revived, re-released, remade, or whatever has been the Gold Ball. In a smart move on their part, Storm rebranded it. I know there are some disappointed it wasn't a straight re-release, but at the same time, I think that would have brought it under more scrutiny, or the buzz or interest would have worn off quickly. With the special single batch of the Marvel Pearls a couple years ago, the interest was super high initially, but fell off a cliff, and I think there are distributors still trying to get rid of them, and that's the same thing that likely would have happened here. The Emerald is a stunning looking ball, there's nothing else out there that looks like it, and it also manages to be nearly identical to the Gold Ball reaction-wise. The design of the IQ Emerald is R2S Pearl, which is a medium strength cover, but it's also Storm's quickest reacting cover to friction. At the same time, it's a really controllable and versatile cover. The different iterations have been all over every line of ours aside from the Tropicals at some point. The core is a Centripetal C3. It has a very low RG at 249 and also a low differential at 029. This is a big part of what makes it a tour style ball. Heavy and quick rolling in the mid lane, but not too fast down lane. What made the IQ Tour Pearl so popular and what makes the IQ Emerald so good is the pairing of the clean and quick response cover balanced out by the early rolling and smoother core. At the same time, I can also understand why some people would have trouble with it. On my Emerald, I went with a 4-inch pin to pap and a 3-inch pin buffer. This is a layout I really like on my IQ Tours because the differential of that core is so low to begin with that I can go much stronger on the layout to make it more continuous without that also resulting in a crazy amount of flare that I don't need. So I get a pretty impressive motion on lane with it, it's just a boomier look. Now the single biggest issue that most people have with ball reaction period is trying to make a ball cover more boards than it should. Everyone wants to get left and throw right, and if the ball doesn't make it back from everywhere, it sucks or they don't match up. The IQ Tour series was built for control mostly, so naturally they're very successful for higher rev rates because they give them control and stability without overreaction down lane, while also giving straighter players hook and roll, but still keeps them from having to open their angles up, which stronger balls tend to do, which also creates a nightmare for lower rev players. With the low differential, this means they weren't really designed to cover a lot of boards, and if they do, it's because there's a big rev rate making it happen, or just a ridiculous amount of friction. Now with the IQ Emerald having a cleaner cover on it, the issue can be that it's too much ball from straight, or too strong on the friction, but as soon as you move left, it doesn't have the guts to get it back up the hill with authority. I think the biggest problem here is that people don't consider making parallel moves inside, and that's a big part of making this ball work. Keeping it closer to the pocket, keeping angles closed down, and not trying to cover a ton of boards. What I see happening is that somebody throws it at the 5 board, it stops and goes left, they move a few boards left with their feet, but then they throw it at the 5 board again, it overhooks again, then they move further left with their feet, miss a little bit inside, and it just sails by the headpin when they could have just moved their target into 8 or so into more oil to help the ball get down the lane and keep their angles closed at the same time. Now with the round shape of the IQ Tour, playing closer to the pocket is going to be better for shape on the lane, hit at the pocket, and proper motion through the pins. So at the end of the day, despite the longer and stronger shape out of the IQ Emerald, it is still an IQ Tour, so treat it like one. Go give it a shot again, try some different angles, maybe try breaking the factory shine too, hit it with a 3 or 4,000 pad and see if that tames down that over-under. If you're still having issues with it, leave me a comment below and I'll see if I can help out. Thanks for watching.